The Legendary Librarian. In the quiet, unassuming town of Willowbrook, nestled amidst rolling hills and bordered by a dense forest, there stood a quaint little library. It was a charming two-story building made of aged brick and covered in ivy, the kind of place that seemed frozen in time, untouched by the hurried pace of the modern world. Inside this library, a librarian named Selina attended to the needs of the townsfolk. She was a stooped and gentle woman, her silver hair pulled back into a tidy bun, her glasses perched on the edge of her nose. She had an uncanny ability to remember the title and location of every book in her care, earning her the reputation as the most knowledgeable librarian in all of Willowbrook. But Selina had a secret, one that was known to no one. She was not just a librarian, she was a dragon in disguise. Beneath her unassuming exterior, she concealed a magnificent form, a creature of scales, wings, and fire. Selina had come to Willowbrook many centuries ago, fleeing from a time when dragons were hunted and feared. She sought refuge in the peaceful town, adopting the guise of a human librarian to blend into society. Over the years, she had grown to love the simple joys of life in Willowbrook, surrounded by books and the kind-hearted people who visited her library. One brisk autumn afternoon, a group of children gathered in the library for story time. Selina sat at the front of the room, her eyes twinkling as she began to read a tale of knights, dragons, and bravery. She wove her words with a deep, melodic voice that held her young audience spellbound. As Selina recounted the story, she couldn't help but notice a curious little boy named Ethan. His eyes sparkled with a mixture of fascination and fear whenever the dragon in the story was mentioned. Selina felt a pang of sympathy for the child, knowing the weight of secrets and the burden of fear all too well. After the storytime session, Ethan approached Selina, his small frame barely reaching the librarian's counter. "Miss Selina," he said in a hushed tone, "I have a question." Selina smiled kindly. "Of course, dear. What would you like to know?" Ethan hesitated, then leaned in closer. "Do you think dragons are real?" Selina's heart skipped a beat, and for a moment, her true form flickered in her eyes. She quickly composed herself and replied, "Well, some people believe in dragons, while others don't. But what's important is the magic they bring to our stories and imagination." Ethan nodded, his eyes wide with wonder. "I think they're real. Somewhere out there." Selina couldn't help but feel a sense of kinship with the young boy. She knew that, in a way, he was right. Dragons were real, hidden away from the world, living their lives in secret, much like herself. Over the years, Ethan continued to visit the library, forming a special bond with Selina. He grew into a young man who held a deep appreciation for books, myths, and legends. And though he never discovered Selina's true identity, the connection they shared was undeniable. As the seasons changed and time marched on, the people of Willowbrook came to know their beloved librarian as a wise, ageless figure who had touched the lives of generations. Selina, the dragon in disguise, continued to protect her secret, while nurturing the magic of stories and the unbreakable bonds forged within the walls of her humble library. In Willowbrook, the librarian with the heart of a dragon ensured that the spirit of wonder and imagination would forever thrive, a hidden fire burning bright beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself to the world.